Alright, so let's introduce the players. Bottom left-hand side, it's going to be Star Elf with Fluffy. Top left-hand side, it'll be Millionaire with Ami Alcove. Top right-hand side will be Vince with Rainer. And bottom right-hand side will be Raiden with Uber Otter. Taking a look at the production. We do see two melee. We have the Zerglings coming out for Vince, and Zealots coming out for Millionaire. The rest is, of course, standard play, where we see a mix of Spectres and Marauders. This, of course, being the kind of lull of the match, where everybody just kind of starts off fighting for these towers. There is a fight, though, going on between Raiden and Rainer. I think Rainer having a better position here. He has more army. So Raiden trying to micro as best as he can, but I think Rainer is going to do just fine in that position. Uber Otter now fighting against Star Elf, and I think Uber Otter has more units here, so Star Elf could be in a little bit of trouble. Looks like he's just now bringing in the rest of his army, so now he has a much better fighting chance, and Uber could be kind of in a bad position here. If Star Elf is able to get all of his units down, and nope, he was not able to, which means Uber will win that small engagement. Meanwhile, it looks like Vince actually looking to fight two of these guys head on. With the nice micro stutter step, he's actually going to do some pretty good damage versus Millionaire, but Millionaire did stim. And he's going real deep into the base. He's definitely not going to use a stim here, I don't think. But going that far into the base, he lost his units there. That is going to prove so good for Vince early on, taking a look at the points. Yeah, Millionaire is down to 410 while Vince is at 531. So that was a nice engagement for Vince there. Nice stutter stepping too. Good job, man. Alright, so we do have a medevac now coming out for Vince for those 6 sick drops. We might even see it here. Raiden could be in a little bit of trouble, and oh, now Raiden is losing so many units here. Those Zerglings are just going to town on the Marauders. And Millionaire actually getting crazy fighting Star Elf here with Fluffy. This is a bad engagement for Millionaire. What is he doing? He just lost all of his army once again. And the Medivac lost. I'm not sure whose that was. That was either Amialco's or it was Millionaire's. And that is going to put Team 2 pretty far behind. I'm not quite sure why he engaged both teams like that. Uber Otter deciding to go with a battle cruiser. And, of course, Fluffy, knowing that he can feed on top left a little bit, looks like he's pressing the advance right there. But decides to retreat, leaving his Infestor there. In fact, if the Infestor came, this would be a nice grab right here. But Star Elf's got to be a little bit careful. He's overextended here. He does have a Ghost. He is doing some good damage, but the Battle Cruiser could come in and actually snipe a little bit on this hill. And that's exactly what he's doing, but that Ghost trying to see if he could hit that BC. He's not going to be able to, so Star Elf does retreat. And now it looks like Vince is just waiting to pounce on Amialcove. Again, Millionaire just going in, fighting a superior army. He is super surrounded, but Fluffy, oh my gosh, with the fungal, twice he gets fungled, so not only taking out Vince, but also Amialcove. And even a third fungal, just because, and now Rainer having to retreat as well. Fluffy, again, showing his dominance here. Wow, let's take a look at the points just real quick. Yep, Fluffy and Star Elf is way out there. That micro, the decision-making was really great. So, good job for them. Yamato, oh no! Amialcove losing that Medi, and oh, that's just going to put Team 2 so far behind. Oh, look at that. They only have 600. like, combined, their team score combined is about as much as either Star Elf or Fluffy. That is not good. It's not good to be this far behind, so they might just want to stay back for now, wait for that 10-minute mark so that they can get some unit upgrades or something, and then get back into the game. And again, something else dying here. I'm not quite sure what that was. A lot of scans are going down. The Infestor could possibly get a fungal off, and it does. Meanwhile, Fluffy is fighting Uber Otter here. He does have 2 BCs, needs to be careful. And look at this army from bottom right. Oh my gosh. The Yamato does go down, almost killing this BC. He is going to push back those units here. Raynor deciding to fight. Meanwhile, there is a drop from Vince. He did fight Millionaire and Amalkov. They're stimming so much, and the hit points are so low here. Half hit points for Millionaire. He did stim a little bit. Amalkov is also at half hit points, taking a lot of damage. The fungals go down on Uber. He had decent splits, though, not that effective. He did get a rather effective shot there on Raiden. I'm sorry, on Uber. And it looked like there was like a tiny little drop from Vince. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. Not strong enough yet to get the compound, but we're almost at the 10-minute mark, which means now they have resources. What are they planning on getting? Huge fungals actually down on Uber there. But, whoa, Uber Otter is still doing a ton of damage to Fluffy. And it looks like Raynor and Vince putting the drop on Uber, but I think they have a superior position here. Yes, they do, and they're going to back out. And oh no, a fungal goes down. That BC could be exposed. Nope, Star Elf unable to get the snipe on that BC. So a lot of ghosts are entering the field. Let's take a look at the tabs. Oh my gosh, look at these players. Amialko has a ghost. Millionaire has a ghost. Vince has a ghost. Raiden has a ghost. Star Elf has a ghost. Oh my gosh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ghosts on the field. Uber saying that there's 8. That is not true. There are currently 5 out on the field, so not everybody has a ghost. But wow, that is a lot of ghosts. A lot of scans going down. They're looking obviously for those ghosts. Let's see what'll happen. Star Elf is kind of facing both of these armies alone. Raiden was kind of caught in the middle. Raynor was able to pick him off a little bit. Star Elf on the low ground here. That's not going to be good. Raynor will be able to pick off a lot of units there with that high ground advantage. Meanwhile, Vince, I think he tried to do like a little tiny drop here. It was not very effective, so he is going to retreat. Might be able to actually do a nice drop here if he sees it. I'm not quite sure if he has the vision. He does see that there is an engagement going on. He has some clever vision there. A lot of scans going down, and Amialko could be in trouble. That Medivac is wanting to go from behind. The drop does land. And oh no, Amialko, he's in so much trouble. Oh, Team 2 is just taking it hit by hit. Non-stop. Emilianera even stimming there, but nobody's home, which means that those units are just taking unnecessary damage. And Uber Otter, their EMP did go down. I think it did hit. Yes, it did hit at least 2 of those BCs, but a ghost was taken out. I don't know which ones was hit. And look at this. This is interesting. Uber Otter with 1,400 minerals. Not quite sure what he's saving up for, but Star Elf revealing the Wraith. Why did you reveal that so early? I'm not even sure if they knew. No, they didn't know. They didn't have the vision, so revealing them a little early like that, not the best choice, because Uber Otter could retort in any way that he wants to. He does have the Marauders so far. He doesn't have any upgrades, though. Okay, he just purchased. He decided to go with Marauders, and he is getting the concussion shells. And also Star Elf now revealing the race to everybody. In fact, getting that battlecruiser. Who was that? Who was able to get it? Okay, Star Elf did say that he got it. Okay, I wasn't sure if he had the last hit or not. I did hear a snipe. I wasn't sure if that was him or if that was somebody else. There is an engagement. A couple of Yamatos. Oh my gosh, getting one of the BCs. And Vince, his ghost took a little bit of health damage, but he's going to be okay. Another PC was purchased, it looks like. Unless I'm seeing that wrong, I'm pretty sure that he killed one of the BCs. Maybe I'm wrong because he came out with those shields early. I don't know. Maybe they just gained the shields. That could just be an upgrade that he purchased. So perhaps when he repurchased that BC, it just came out with that shield already. My eyes doth deceive. I'm not quite sure, fellas. Meanwhile, Millionaire is still just really low. I mean, I feel bad for the team. They're a little bit behind, but Vince isn't too much ahead of them. In fact, Rainer is actually the one who has really risen on their team. He is currently #1 as far as points is concerned. So Vince a little bit behind, but he does have a big army, which means anything could happen, especially if he gets a good engagement. And he's pushing in. Are we going to see a Savior come out? No, neither one of them have used a Savior. And I guess they didn't need to. They were able to hold back Vince, which is really surprising, considering how far behind they were. Oh no, the scan has gone down, but how in the heck did that ghost survive? Especially from those Marauders. I mean, they don't have any upgrades, but he does have the compound upgrades at least. But unfortunately unable to do the damage needed. The EMP did go down. Rainer is going to lose them shields for now. And Star Elf now using that air to gain a little bit of advantage in the middle. Doesn't quite have that bottom right tower yet. In fact, it looks like Uber trying to take it for now, and he does lose it. And if you guys are chatting with me, I apologize because my phone decided to turn off, so I can't see the chat. Let me turn it back on. Alright, there we go. So there was a drop down here. I'm sorry I missed it. I was turning on my phone. I'm not quite sure what that was. I think there was an attempt on the compound, perhaps, and something was lost. Unable to see it. We'll try to be more observant next time. There's a lot of battles going on. There is a fight going on at the top Selnaga Tower. Meanwhile, the Race are vying for position here. They did destroy those units at the right Selnaga Tower. Now also putting the pressure on top Selnaga Tower. The key, I think, for their air is just going to be the vision superiority. And this is actually a great position for Fluffy. That is until Raiden comes from behind with the crawlers. Oh no, this air could be in trouble. Everything could be in trouble. Fluffy, with the medevac, he does pick up a good chunk of his army. Somehow able to survive. That is incredible. I can't believe he was able to survive that. And at least Raiden now revealed that he has air, and oh no, Star Elf could be in trouble here, especially if he makes the wrong turn. There was a scan. I'm not quite sure whose scan that was. I'm assuming that that's black. It comes off as kind of clear, but I'm pretty sure that that was Fluffy that scanned right there. The game does try to color code it, but I think when you have a black color, it's it comes off as like gray. I don't know, very strange. So now Star Elf, let's see how much supply he has. He has almost 700 supply, and just like I was talking about in the last game, when you have that big amount of supply with air, that is just a huge advantage, because that means every single one of those air units are hitting, and that's a lot of supply that you have to deal with. And look at this, Vince actually trying to make something happen against Amialkov. But it looks like Amialkov was able to survive. Decided to go Goliath in response to the air. Let's see how effective that's going to be versus Vince. He still has Zerglings. And he still has... Well, he has 4 attack Marines. No upgrades yet. So we'll see what he decides to do in response. And look at this. Star Elf is just going to feed on all of these melee units. Millionaire only has 2 attack upgrades. He doesn't have any of the other Marine upgrades. So this is just, right now, this is just pure feed. In fact, Vince, I think, is kind of taking advantage of it too, also doing a drop of his own. But this is crazy. Raiden has so much supply with these crawlers. That air could be in serious amounts of trouble if he gets good positioning. So could possibly see an observer, or at the very least a ton of scans. Speaking of scans, there was another one. I think he lost 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he lost about 5 ships there just in one volley. So that does display just how strong those crawlers can be if the air is caught out of position. So Fluffy is going to need to really hug his teammate as much as possible. Because like something like this could just be so... Wow! What the fuck, dude? Wow! Just like that, he dropped like 200 or 300 supply. Oh my gosh. And oh no, this Fester could be in huge trouble. Fluffy trying to move it out of the way. He did lose some Goliaths here. Oh man, that was such a great move for Raiden. Let me just take a look at the points here. Star Elf and Fluffy are still in the lead, but Raiden with a huge, huge pickup from that air. Oh man, that was beautiful. And Star Elf limps away with a super small supply of air. A majority of his supply is actually coming out as these Marines. So just to give you some perspective of how much air he lost, I mean, his army is down to like a 4th at best on what it was. And I'm sorry, I need to do a quick adjustment. My leg fell asleep. Okay, that's better. I had to stretch it out. So, Millionaire, 1 attack Temple Zealots, 2 attack Marines. This is not looking good for them. They just don't have the strength to deal with these mercenaries. In fact, there's so many units for Raiden. He's got over 600 supply. It is dropping a little bit. But as long as he keeps that huge, humongous supply, Star Elf is just in so much trouble at any moment. The Raiden could just pop out and just destroy, I mean obliterate. Even Fluffy needs to be kind of careful at this point. So there is some back and forth going on between Vince and Millionaire. And actually this might be Millionaire's only way to feed. As you can see, he is a little bit farther ahead of Vince. And oh no, Raiden. Oh, he popped out too early. Raiden popped out too early. Why did he do that? He had a much better position if he would have gone a little bit closer and actually trapped those units, but he popped out way too early. I mean, they're not beetles, I understand that, but still, being able to trap those units in that confusion, you can usually do a little bit more damage, and Star Elf needs to be careful here. He could possibly lose this air once again, and now Raiden has the right idea. He did trap those units, and oh, he even focused that medevac, but he was unable to get it. Star Elf still somehow able to hold on to these wraiths, and so Fluffy did lose a little bit of his supply, but look at this, Raiden still keeping up the pressure because he wants that Infestor, and that Infestor is so low, it's only at 62. A scan does go down. The DT is trying so hard, and oh my gosh, he even got the DT as well because the scan had gone down. And a Savior comes out, and the Savior was all the way at the edge. He was able to get some supply, but unfortunately not all of it. And Millionaire coming out, he's trying to put pressure on right side. Raiden trying to protect, and even a Savior coming out from Uber Otter. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Everybody is dying. And let's just take a look at the points tab and see who came out on top of that. I think Raiden really came out on top with that great control and that huge army supply. This is definitely better than his previous game, and look at this, he could even pick up even more air. Oh my gosh, he's just destroying so much air. This is fantastic. Raiden doing so well. Oh, this is so fantastic to see. He's at 900 minerals. Let's see what he decides to spend that on. He's already at 5 armor, and I think he's boosting up his armor so that way he can really get in between all of these units and hold them down while he does the damage. So although the crawlers are really effective against air, I think now he's just so strong that he can be effective against anybody. So Millionaire actually coming in and trying to deal damage against Fluffy. He was able to get the compound. And you know what? I wonder if he's going to focus that starport. Raiden does have a little bit of those units queued up, and he is distracted. Is Fluffy going to lose this? Oh my god, he lost it! How could this happen? How did Millionaire get that call? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. They're out of saviors. What just happened? Fluffy was the dominant position of last game and of this game. He was doing so well. But then these crawlers just came out and did so much damage. And now Starelf is all alone. Oh my gosh, his air is being attacked again. And oh man, he was fortunate able to get away. But dude, Starelf is so screwed here. Like, I hate to say it, but he is super screwed. There's just no way to cut this in any other cloth. Like, this is just... he's definitely screwed. So really, this is just a matter of time. And a big engagement trapping everything from Amyalkov. He is going to need to recall, and he does. Oh man, Raiden is just so strong right now. And a savior? Was that a misclick? Because a savior just popped out for Raiden, and it did nothing. Unless I didn't catch it. Did you guys catch it? Because that was really interesting. So Raiden unsure if Starhelf has a savior, so he's not quite wanting to go in yet. Although if he did, oh man. Actually, wait. He may have changed his mind. In fact, he is going to test the waters a little bit. The fungal does go down. Fluffy has not left yet, so he still has that infester. There is even a call down, so this should indicate that he is out of saves, so Raiden should possibly use everything that he has here. He still has a little bit of supply that he's not using. And this could be... oh, he could pop out right now, and he could hold Millionaire. Why did he move? Why did he do that? He could have actually just popped out and taken out all these Marines. Millionaire, though, somehow able to deal a surprising amount of damage with his Temple Zealots. They are at 6 attack. And Starelf has a... what? Starelf has an Archon? How the hell did he get that? This is crazy. But I don't think it's going to be enough. He did put down the Force Field, the Archon... trying to deal damage, but... what? Like, he was able to survive. Well, who cares, because the crawlers... you know what, I think the crawlers should actually focus the Archon first. Nope, he's just going straight for the compound. Okay. Well, I didn't think Millionaire was going to come from behind. I would have probably focused that Archon first, because... now he's not going to have that sweet, sweet Archon money. In fact, Millionaire should be able to get it. Oh, but that cheese force field. That's hilarious. And Fluffy does have a little medi just to kind of like heal him a little bit. That's super funny. So GG, well played. The crawlers just, wow, dude. And as you can see, Raiden is up 9,000. Starelf was his closest threat with 8,223, and there's just no way even getting the infester, that is super funny. And finally that Archon went down. I don't know who got the points. Let me take a look, because if Millionaire got that, I think Millionaire got that. Yeah, Millionaire got that. So wow, that's actually going to be really good for Million. I think that just put Team 2 back into the game. What the fuck is this game? Team 2 was so far behind early on, and what? They're catching up. I mean, Amielkov is still behind, but he's ahead of Vincent. Not that far behind from Raynor. And see, so Starelf even explaining, yeah, because he had 900 supply of crawlers. And guys, the supply makes a difference. You know, if you go in with just a little bit of supply here, a little bit of supply there, it's not as effective as going in with a full supply, obviously, but sometimes people do. They just go in with just little engagements and it's not good for them. As we saw in the beginning for Millionaire, but somehow able to survive and actually thrive. This is just so crazy, though. Huh? I didn't even notice that someone was AFK. So I guess Raynor was AFK. Maybe somebody could shoot him a message? Because I want this action to continue. This is insane action. This is so great.
Who wants some?
Oh, we actually have a new follower. What's up, KGK Nat Natsch-er. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the follow. I would love to get up to at least 1,000. If we could do that, guys, we're so close. So if you could tell your friends about the stream, maybe they would want to see, you know, some of the action, or maybe they would just want to help out by giving me a follow. Either way, let them know, please. And also, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, of course, you can always see this live. I do stream it. It's on twitch.tv/RageyPoo. So, of course, this isn't going to apply to those who are in-stream watching, but if you happen to be seeing this replay on YouTube, please come by, check it out. At the very least, follow so that you can see the next time that I'm streaming, and you can actually catch these games live and actually interact with some of the audience here, so... Okay, so a little bit of back and forth from the players, but let's see if they choose to continue with Raynor still AFK. We can't hold up the game forever because Raynor didn't mention anything to us that he was going AFK. Okay, so it seems that Amielkov was a little AFK too. He's back, but still no sign of Raynor. I guess Raynor had to eat. That's where he was. So we found Raynor. I guess he just was like, well, screw it. I'm going to go eat a little bit during a match. Whatever. So huge engagements going on top right. Vince is stimmed. He's actually killing a lot of Millionaire's units. Raynor is coming in from behind to check that invasion. In fact, possibly getting the Medi, and he does. He was able to get that Medi. Just going to check real quick, make sure my microphone's on. Yes, it is. That's good. Yeah, there was a little bit of a disagreement there, Ralph, but I think everything is good to go now, so. Alright, so there is going to be a small engagement in the middle. Actually, it looks like a big engagement, a huge drop, but the crawlers are there. Is he going to focus down the Medi? He does. He focuses down the Medi immediately. So the recall was done, and Millionaire kind of a little too late here. The scans are down, and Raiden surprisingly lost a decent amount of crawlers there. Either that or he recalled? No, he didn't recall. Perhaps he just didn't have as many crawlers there as I thought. So Amialkov does have his Medi back once again. Oh, and he popped out too early again. What is he doing? If he would have waited just a little bit, he would have had some crawlers at least in the back line to deal damage to the Marines. Instead, taking on the temples full on, and I don't think I would have done that. Losing a pretty sizable amount of army there. Millionaire is still a threat, guys. I mean, he is down 3,000, but he has somehow clawed his way back from defeat. They were so far behind early on, and so anything could happen. Vince could actually be in trouble. His Zerglings are in the back, and Raiden took advantage of that, and he killed a significant amount of Marines. Raynor did drop down to try to help him, but he was a little bit late. And so now there's a huge fight going on in middle, and oh no, Amialkov coming in from behind. There is a DT, but look at that. The Seeker Missile takes out a lot of those Marines. Great job from Otter, and then, of course, the Unburrow picking off the rest of the army. Oh my gosh. So Amialkov, or I'm sorry, Millionaire, losing a ton of units there. He's back down to 152 supply. So it's great that he's staying out there. It's great that he continues fighting, but his army supply is so low, guys. And look at this, the crawlers coming out. They do force a save. I'm not quite sure if he should have. Actually, no, the Savior was fine because there was also another drop on Raynor. So the Savior was fine there. Luckily, it wasn't wasted. And it looks like Team 3 is still totally safe. They don't have to worry about it. In fact, all the teams, I think, are pretty well suited in case anything happens. And, oh man, Millionaire is such a boss. Like, he just does not quit. Look at it. He's even stimming. He is so dedicated to fight. He has no fear. In fact, I kind of don't blame him. Look at how well he's doing. The Seeker Missile did get off, but he's actually destroying these crawlers despite their 5 armor. These Marines are just jacked up. Oh my gosh. 7 attack. They don't have all the range, but I think they have all the attack speed ups. And the Temple Zealots with 7 attacks. So strong. So these crawlers are like, oh man, I need some money. Possibly want to kill this Infestor. I didn't even know that there was an Infestor out. Let's take a look at the unit tabs. So we have 2 Ravens, obviously the crawlers. There's a BC. Oh, okay, I guess Raynor still has a BC and an Infestor. And the double Dark Archon. That's going to be really helpful. He definitely needed something. And oh, wow, he was able to see the crawlers. They do have a small animation when they move. He obviously saw it and scanned. That was an excellent attack from Millionaire. So aggressive. And wow, it's really paying off. Look at that. He's now ahead of both Vince and Raynor, who were ahead of him. And Oh man, this is crazy. I think with no team 1 to feed on anymore, the crawlers are kind of in a bit of a bad position. In fact, he may even want to consider changing from the crawler to something else. Not quite sure what he would change it to, but anything might be better than crawler so far. This double DT so strong. He just got the double VP out. His Marines are super tight, super close, which means nothing but damage, 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 and I think he's even going to continue the fight into the base. He's going after the crawlers. Raynor sees it. He drops. Is he going to focus down the compound? He does, and he does get it. Lifts off at the last second. Ah, very, very nice. But look at this. Wow, 11 attack. He does have full range. He does not have the full speed, and his hit points are very low. But, you know, 11 attack, that's pretty nice. The Zerglings, however, no armor. No hit points from what I can see. Maybe he has some hit points in it. So he doesn't have that much of a front line, but his Marines are strong. I would dare say they're stronger than Millionaire's. So it's really just going to come down to how efficient are those Zerglings going to be against these temples. And, whoa, that's very efficient, obviously, because, holy shit, a Millionaire just lost everything. He lost both of his DTs. That was really great for Vince. Look at that. Despite being up almost 3,000, because he's bridged the gap now, Vince was able to kill him just from having a superior army and having a superior conclave. So, whew, that was excellent for Vince. He's got to be feeling so good right now after getting that pickup. And it looks like Uber Otter responding with the Marine threat from Amialkov and from Vince by getting a High Templar. I think that is a strong choice. The only thing that's going to suck is if Millionaire is able to get those double DTs out and do the Void Prism. His army is fast, and he's very good at microing, so he could possibly focus down that hero, and just like that, the threat of the storm is completely gone. So Millionaire back up to 400 supply, and yes, he is going to try to make something happen. The Void Prism does go down. Uber Otter does try to retreat. Vince, however, taking full advantage of this and absolutely wiping out Millionaire once again. His Marines are just so friggin' strong, and he does get some hit point ups. He now has more hit points than Millionaire has. Oh, who's getting the Queen Fester? Is that you, Raynor? You sneaky dog, you. Okay, so Queen Fester coming out for Raynor. This could change everything, especially since Millionaire has been losing the engagements with Vince because Vince's Marines are just so friggin' strong. And now Team 3 is Team 4 is trying to put the pressure on Team 3. I don't think they have enough. I really don't. I think Team 3 was really smart. They kept a huge, massive supply. The only thing I would argue is that Raynor needs to move these units so that Vince can actually move out. He was kind of trapped a little bit. And look at this, Millionaire actually coming in from behind and taking out those heroes, taking out everything. Oh my gosh, and now he's actually pushing, and I don't think he should push in like this. I think that was a losing battle. And sure enough, it was. Vince is just too strong here. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. In fact, Raynor, not even feeling a threat from Raiden, deciding to fight his stutter micro, though he needs to stop doing that. He was actually doing more damage than good. So. Wait, where's the Queen? Oh, He lost the queen. That's sad. I wonder if he gets his money back. I think he does because holy shit, look at how much money that Rainer is sitting on. You know what this would be so dirty. But I would probably do this. So instead of getting the Queen Fester, I would probably just pump all my minerals to Vince so that he can get like blazing strong Marines and just wipe everybody out, because we've already seen how effective Marines can be versus everything on the field from Millionaire. And how funny would that be if he just like beast the Marines, 15 attack, 150 hit points. I don't know if you could get that high, but that would be super funny. But I think they have just kind of an understanding that they don't give minerals to each other like that. So still, that would be so funny. And here they go, trying to come into the base again. I think the Infestor is tucked away a little bit better this time. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, it is. It's tucked away much better. And holy cow, both teams are actually going in. How are they not using a savior? Like, what the hell is going on? Now he uses a savior after losing all of his units and the compound? I have bitched about this, like, so hard before. You can't wait that long. And look at this. Vince is dead. Vince is dead. That was not a good game. They lost because they waited so long. They had so many saviors. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, Rainer, I'm right there with you, buddy. What the hell was that? Oh, man. Okay. Let's take a look at the points.
Research complete.
Millionaire is at 17,000
Upgrade complete.
with Raiden at 18,000. My gosh, guys, I can't even cast this. This is like... I don't even know how to... I don't even know. I don't even know what to feel about that. That's just so crazy. They had, I think, 3 saviors amongst themselves. I think Vince had 2. I think he had 1 more savior even after he used 1. But waiting for so long, and that was a huge, massive army. He must have just forgot, I guess, or I don't know. There seems to be a trend right now, and guys, if you're EU players, please listen wholeheartedly. Do not wait until your entire army is wiped out and your compound is wiped out before using saviors like that. They were so into the base, like, you don't have to worry about your savior not being used well, you know. But I have seen it a lot, and it just makes me sad, man. Like, but man, I'm freaking speechless. I don't even... So here's the situation. Millionaire is so freaking strong, and there's not a whole lot that Team 4 can do about it, except possibly switch the units. So Raiden, he doesn't have the money to do it just yet, but he needs to switch his crawlers to something else. Obviously, they just do not hold up against the Temple Zealots, so he needs to switch it to something beefier, because the Marauders certainly can't tank anything. They have 180 hit points. So they have essentially no front line. They have a fantastic range. So once those Temple Zealots are destroyed, sure, the Marines are exposed. Marauders are very good against Marines, but they just do not have any front line to absorb that damage. So this is giving Marines pretty much full reign. And here we go. We're at sudden death. And Millionaire has a huge army with the double DT, the VP coming out, and terrible positioning. Oh, I think Millionaire is going to be able to steal the show here, wiping out the entire army. That force field was too little too late. If that force field would have been here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. But Millionaire seems to have made a mistake. Losing one of his DTs. What is this game? It's such a strange back and forth. Now, Raiden does have some pretty strong Marines himself. He's got 13 attack. He has all the upgrades. He even has 100 hit points. So, looks like Otter getting those siege tanks, but is he going to be able to defend it? I think he might. The VP does go down, but he does lose the DT. And Almialkov does hold middle, but I think Team 4 is going to be able to do it. Almialkov is just holding position, though. This is super funny. And he does have three siege tanks down. So, oh man, this is such a huge fight. Who is going to win? Is it going to be Team 2? Is it? Oh no, he overextended. What is he doing, Millionaire? Oh my god. Why did he do that? Oh, and now Almialkov has the best position for those siege tanks. And despite, what is this? Despite the sacrifice that Almialkov made, or I'm sorry, that Millionaire made, Almialkov is able to hold the middle. What is this game? This is so crazy. 8 attack siege tanks. He has 3 of them. We'll see if Millionaire decides to get them. He would have 7 attack siege tanks because he does have those upgrades. He also has hit point upgrades, so that would really benefit the survivability of the siege tanks. Let's see if he decides to do that. He is sitting at 1,132 minerals. So at this point, anything could go, and there is another engagement. The crawlers are actually coming in, but oh no, he's blocking with his Marines. He needs to get those Marines up the hill. Get up the hill. And he was not able to get up the hill. Nice force field placement, but not enough. He had a really great attack. The crawlers were out in front, but he blocked with the Marines. And Uber deciding to switch to Crackling. That is going to be interesting because I'm pretty sure that Cracklings do extra damage to Goliaths. They do in the US. I'm not sure that they do here, but those Goliaths are pretty strong. I don't know, guys. I think... Okay. This is an interesting twist. So Raiden did get enough money, he decided to switch to Hybrid Reavers. And there's a lot of back and forth happening. Army supply 200, 121. Yeah, this game is over. GG for Team 2. They have 700 army supply. So, yep. There is no way that they are going to be able to get up that hill. They did have a chance, but unfortunately with some unfortunate micro ability, he ended up blocking the ramp there. Of course, also not force fielding and preventing that army from going up top, so Yeah, I'm calling it here. I don't think they're going to be able to get through almost 700 army supply. That's just not going to happen. Even with Millionaire losing those units there, 700, almost 800 army supply now. Let's just take a look at the income. It's gonna take a lot. In fact, you know what I would do? If it were me, I would get double Medi. Do you know why? If you can guess, go ahead and put that guess in the chat. I want to see if you guys can figure it out. Somebody's got the right idea here. I mean, just look at this. Oh my gosh. I wonder if they're going to do it. Like, they need to do it. Oh my gosh, he's gonna lose this High Templar. Not worth it, not worth it. Guys, no. You know what to do. You know what's ready. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Medi. Maybe it doesn't just rhyme with it. Maybe I'm just like literally telling you. Get 2 medevacts. Do it, guys. Do it. Stop fighting middle. Oh my gosh, those Marines are gonna block those Banelings. What a waste. Alright, so that's GG. Good game to Team 2. Yeah, well, they lost it. They lost it. The Marines blocked the Banes. That was... I saw that coming a mile away. I don't know how they haven't lost yet. Like, Team 2 has to be winning this. Like... Guys, get 2 medevacs. You don't even need to do Banes, dude. I mean, you can if you want to, but they don't even have the money. They don't even have the money. But they could have done it. They could have done it. There was nothing stopping it. Not a damn thing. Wah, wah. Alright, so congratulations to Team 2. As I thought, but you know, they had an opportunity. Don't know if they knew about it, but they could have possibly... I don't know how effective it would have been. I don't know if they would have seen it or how they would have responded to it, but they certainly were leaving a certain something exposed. Who knows?